Here are 3 signs that you're destined for greatness. It's going to help you to cut down on any self-doubt that you have. So when it comes to Kobe Bryant, you have to ask yourself, why was he so beloved? Why was so many people sad when he died that day? Because as you know, people die every day, right? Shout outs to, I think it was 50 Cent. No, actually it was in the movie Paid in Full that said that. Cameron said, cats die every day. But when it came to Kobe, when he passed away, the world absolutely stopped. And we have to ask ourselves, why was that? I mean, literally, Kobe is on the back of my phone case, which is what I'm shooting on this camera, but also he's literally over my shoulder on my wall. And we have to ask ourselves, like, what was it about him? There's a lot of great players in the NBA. There's a lot of great athletes in this world, but Kobe was different. And what was different about him was the way that he approached the game. He approached the game like no one has ever approached it. He approached it on a very cerebral and a very serious level. We've seen people be great for a few years. We've seen people be great even for a decade. But when it comes to Kobe, he was great for decades, right? Started off in the 90s and then the 2000s and then the 2010s. He sustained that greatness for generations, right? People's kids were able to see how great Kobe was. And the thing about Kobe that we all love was, again, the way that he approached the game. He approached it in a way that only the greats truly approached it. And you can see this. And you didn't just see this on nights where he scored 40, 50, or 81 points. You really saw this in the stories that people told after Kobe passed. I remember one story of how people would go and work out with Kobe early in the morning, and they'll sit and they'll watch him. And they'll watch him literally practice basketball on a court without a basketball, meaning that he would just focus on his footwork, right? Something so small, he put a lot of time and effort into perfecting because he knew that this small thing would be the difference that would separate him from all the other players that's on the field, right? On the court. That is what it means to be great. These are the signs that we saw with Kobe that showed that he was one of the greats. Now, here's the thing about you. You have a sign that you're being great right now. And that sign is that you're curious. You clicked on this video, you're watching this podcast, or you're listening to this podcast, and your curiosity has struck you. It struck you because you want to know, what are these signs? How do I know that I am someone that's going to be great? And I got to tell you, the fact that you're still listening to this podcast is a great sign that you are going to be one of the greats. And it's because you have this curiosity. You have this thirst, this quench for knowledge. And that is something that also, again, separates a lot of people from being good to being great. Now, here's another thing that separates people from being good to being great is that they're committed. They take action. And what I'm asking you to do right now is to take action and subscribe to this podcast so you can get free information that's going to change your life by focusing on your mental health, focusing on your mindset. Because as a therapist, these are the same tips that I give in my therapy sessions, on my newsletter, which you should also join. All you got to do is click the link in the bio. By doing this, you put yourself just an inch above everybody else that's in the other competitions, right? And if you keep doing this, right, taking little steps, little by little, you'll see over the course of time how much distance you put between you and everybody else that is in your field. So with that being said, I'm gonna go over the 3 points that show that you are great, that you have greatness inside of you. And with that being said, let's jump to point number 1. All right, so point number 1, I absolutely love this one. And this actually comes from a movie that all of us have seen, and it's The Matrix. So in the movie The Matrix, you have Neo, which is the main character. He is just a regular guy, right? He's a regular guy with a regular apartment with a regular job. And one day he meets a group of guys, right? So a guy and a lady, and they tell him to basically come and meet this guy named Morpheus. And when he meets this guy named Morpheus, he basically tells him, hey, everything that you've been living is a lie. Now, you have 2 choices. You can go back and keep living that lie, right? So living in your comfortable apartment, comfortable life, comfortable job, right? Or you can decide to see what is else on the other side of the world. He talked about, I think it was an example like seeing how far the rabbit hole goes. He started to give an example like the Wizard of the Oz and things like that. But that's not important. What's important was what Neo decided to do. He decided to take the red pill. He decided to ask himself, what else is on this other side of life that maybe I haven't seen yet? And that's the point that I want to make here. That is a sign that you're going to be great. And what that sign is that you question what others consider normal. A lot of people look at life and they think that it's all about their 9 to 5, working to barely make ends meet, right? Like, you would be shocked how little people decide to invest in themselves, or how average people truly are, or how low average really is, right? That is a very low bar. But if you took time to question what others see as normal, right? So it could be what they see normal in politics, in their careers, right? In their businesses, in relationships, right? It's so many different things. But if you took time to actually question that, it gives you the chance to be greater than everybody else, because everybody is still stuck in la la land, right? Everybody's still stuck literally in the matrix. But if you're someone that's willing to step out of that, it gives you the opportunity to be great. And that's what Kobe did. That's what Neo did. And that is what you are actually doing right now by listening to this podcast. So one of the first signs that you have greatness inside of you is that you question what others consider normal. All right, point number 2, and this one actually comes from 2 clients that I have, and they are almost like completely identical. So I have 2 clients who are really great at what they do, right? I'm talking like super great. Now here's the thing. They come to me because they both want to start businesses, but they keep telling me that they're feeling burnt out. And they tell me that they feel burnt out because everybody's asking for things from them, right? So their churches, their community, their family, their friends, right? Everybody's always asking them, can you do this thing, right? Can you start this program? Can you help me with this, let's say, photo shoot? Can you do this, this, and that? And as a result, they feel overwhelmed. And because they feel so overwhelmed, they're not able to get to their dreams, their goals, right? And that's a big reason why they come to me, because they're feeling too stressed out. And I had to stop and ask them, or really, I didn't even ask. I told them the reason why you're feeling burnt out is because people see the greatness within you. And because they see that you can deliver, they will rightfully ask you to deliver for them. That is what we do, right? If you need help, let's say figuring out a math problem or figuring out how to shoot a great YouTube video or whatever it is, if you have a serious problem that you're trying to get solved, you're not going to ask someone that you don't think can deliver. You're going to ask people that you know can deliver. And this is proof in how they carry themselves. It can be proof in their ability to follow through on their dreams. There's so much proof within you that you probably don't see that others see. And that is why they're asking you for all of these favors. Now, here's the thing. People that are great, they have an obligation. They have an obligation to protect their time because this greatness was given to them by someone above. And they want to see them manifest this with their actions. They want to see them take the gift that they've been given from, again, above and be able to serve other people with this God-given gift that they've been given. So that is the responsibility that you have. And that leads me to point number 2, that this is a sign that you have greatness within you. And the sign is that you're feeling burnt out. You're feeling burnt out because, again, a lot of people request a lot of things from you. I used to see this in the schools when I worked there. I would literally see the teachers that are really great at what they do get stuck with all the bad kids. And the reason why is because we knew that if we sucked them with the good teachers, we wouldn't get much backlash or phone calls or this and that, right? It was just easy for us because we could trust that this teacher would help these students, right? And this is what you see a lot in the workplace, where if you're really good at something, they typically throw a lot of activities, tasks, and things like that, to-do list things at you because they see that, oh, you can handle this, right? And this is a sign that you should be looking out for if you're working a 9 to 5. Because if you find that you're overwhelmed in your 9 to 5, it may be because you're great. And I would love for you to take that greatness and apply it to your dreams. And if that dream is working a 9 to 5, great. But if that dream is to start your own business, I would love to see you take what you do in your day-to-day job and apply it to your dream, to your entrepreneurship goals and aspirations. So this is the second sign, is that you're feeling burnt out. And guys, I know it can be tough feeling burnt out, but trust me, that is something that you actually want to have because it shows that you have a lot of potential. And also it shows that you can carry a lot on your shoulders, but that doesn't mean that you should carry a lot on your shoulders. All right, point number 3. And before I give point number 3, I will say this, I can almost make a bonus point, and actually I'll do that right now. So another sign that someone's great is that they have the ability to finish things. And by you making it to this third and final point, it shows that you have the ability to finish things. You're persistent, you're disciplined, right? You don't just pick things up and put them down. You don't just start podcasts and you leave halfway through. So the fact that you're still here, it is an extra bonus sign that you are great. All right, so with that being said, here is the third point, the third sign that you have greatness within you. And that sign is that you keep getting lucky, right? Here's the thing, guys. A lot of people will look and say that, oh man, this person's lucky, that person's lucky, right? They'll find every reason why they can discredit what they're doing or why they haven't had the success that they're looking for, and say that, oh, it's just because they're lucky, they're rich, they're beautiful, they're handsome, right? Their parents are XYZ, right? They come up with all these excuses. But here's the thing, guys. It is luck. It can be considered luck if you go outside and you find $100 on the side of the road. Now, here's the thing. It would be very hard to duplicate that luck the next day or even the next year, right? Like, that's very hard to do. But someone that has made, let's say, $100,000 in a year, $100,000 in a month, or even $100,000 in a day, their ability to replicate this shows that it's not luck, but rather it's skill, it's greatness. And here's the thing about all of this stuff called luck, right? And I'll be honest, to a degree, I'd rather say the word blessings, right? But let's just keep it at luck. So luck does favor the hard worker because you have to be prepared for the right opportunity, for the right time, and even with the right people in order for you to capitalize on this opportunity, on this lucky thing that seems to have just dropped from heaven and just laid upon you. right? It takes this, I want to say persistence. I want to say this grit, this passion, this, like it takes something like that for you to capitalize on these opportunities that come in front of you. And when you do that, it's not a sign that you're lucky, but it's a sign that you're actually great. It's a sign that you are a hard worker. It's a sign that you have something in you like some of the greats like Kobe Bryant has. And that's what we want to look at. If you keep getting lucky, right, over and over and over again, if you keep getting blessed, right, and I'll even say this because I love this Bible verse, and I'm paraphrasing here, but faith without works is what? It's dead. So if you keep getting these blessings, trust me when I say it's not luck, but there's something that you're doing unbeknownst to you that's able to help you to get these opportunities again and again and again. And that, my friends, is one of the biggest signs that you have greatness within you. All right, so with that being said, as always, I like to go over these main points again. And as you saw, I actually gave you guys 2 bonuses, all right? And I'll say the 2 bonuses, and then I'll go over these 3 main points. So the first bonus that I gave was that you're curious, right? You have to be curious, and that's why you're here watching this podcast. The last bonus that I gave was that you're disciplined, right? You see things through, and that's why you made it this far to this episode. So those are 2 great ones to have. Now, with that being said, the first main point that I made was that you question what others consider normal. Neo, he could have looked at his life and said, hey, this is okay, and I'm okay with being okay. And he wouldn't have been wrong for that, right? But that's what average people do. He questioned what was normal. He took the red pill, and that's how he found out that he truly was the one. The second point that I made is that you feel burnt out. And the reason why is because everybody needs you, and they need you because they know that you can deliver. If I needed life-saving surgery, trust me when I say it, I'm going to look for the best doctor around. I'm not going to get old Joe Schmo to do it, even if it's for a discount. No, my life is too precious for that. So I'm going to get someone that I know can deliver. And then the last point that I made is that you just keep getting lucky again and again and again. It seems like opportunities just fall to you, right? This is not a sign that it's luck. It's a sign that you're a hard worker. It is a sign that you have greatness within you. So my name is Coach Wells. Thank you for checking out this podcast. Make sure you go to the link in my bio because I would love for you guys to actually subscribe to my newsletter because I go deep into these points in my newsletter, which I do send emails every week. So with that being said, I'll see you guys later.